I have a serious problem. I eat way too much meat. Throughout history, the human race has survived by eating a wide variety of food. We found a balance with nature, which allowed humans to consume food not only produced from the earth, but also the creatures of the earth. However, the past 50 years has been a dark time on Earth. As the climate crisis continues to worsen, humanity needs to make a shift not just from fossil fuels, but also our food supply. According to many sources, mass production of livestock makes up 15% of total greenhouse gas emissions. And yeah, that might not seem like a lot, but that's equivalent to driving around the world 1.4 trillion times. Not to mention the cruelty many of these animals endure throughout their lives. But what exactly can we do about this problem?
First off, put down the fork.
This is my buddy Rowan. He's my roommate in college and also a vegan. We decided to sit down and discuss where he thought society was going in terms of veganism. Do you think everyone in society should become vegan? Yes?
Yeah.
So for 30 days, I followed a plan to transition to a 100% plant-based diet. The first phase of this transition to veganism is keeping track. The point of this phase is to eat normally and simply track how many animal products I eat throughout the day. This doesn't really seem like a big step forward to moving towards a plant-based diet, but once you put in perspective how many animal products you're actually consuming, it's quite shocking. In my case, within the first 5 days of the challenge, or phase 1, I consumed animal products 63 times, averaging 12.6 servings a day. That's even worse than I thought. Then I remembered some advice Rowan gave me.
So if right now you're eating 10 different things, 7 of which are plant-based, regularly, you're missing out on a lot. But if you eat 40 different things and there's just way more vegetables, so it's just experimenting with eating different stuff.
Phase 2's objective is to eat more fruits and veggies and try more vegan foods. During this time, I simply tried to increase my overall consumption of fruits and vegetables. Before, I would eat fruits maybe 1 or 2 times a week, but I bumped that up to 1 or 2 times a day. So my weekly fruit intake went from something like this to this. And my vegetable consumption followed, going from this to this. During this time, I also experimented with making more vegan dishes, like these vegan brownies. Recipe in the description. Overall, I really enjoyed this phase because I was able to eat all the foods I normally would and felt a lot better from having more fruits and vegetables in my diet. On to phase 3 with some more advice from Rowan.
This is my favorite thing. I'd always make a sandwich as if I was gonna you make a salami sandwich, right? You put your bread, you put your mustard, you put your lettuce, tomato, and then everything on it, and then you just don't put the salami. And it's the sandwich tastes 90% the same. The salami is a tiny fraction of what is in that sandwich. If your sandwich is a brioche bun and a piece of chicken and then mayonnaise, you're gonna have a hard time being vegan. But if your chicken sandwich is already a piece of bread and then mostly vegetables and then a little bit of chicken in it, it's pretty easy to pull out the chicken.
The point of this phase is to make simple swaps in your diet and cut any excessive animal products. Some examples of some simple swaps is trading the buttermilk bread for vegan bread, or the whey protein for the pea and rice protein, or the normal milk for almond milk or oat milk. Most of these changes are barely noticeable, and it's a great way to decrease your overall animal product consumption. The subtractions is also similar because it includes cutting out any unnecessary animal products completely from your diet. For me, this was as simple as not getting bacon in the breakfast burrito and not getting cheese on the burger. Not only did I feel better about what I was putting in my body, but I also realized that these foods really didn't add much to the overall experience. I was still able to enjoy the burger, enjoy the breakfast burrito. It was quite an eye-opening experience because it made me realize I don't really miss them at all from those foods. The point of this phase is to cut out any high CO2 producing foods from your diet. In this case, it would be foods like red meat and dairy. So by this point, the only animal product you should be consuming is poultry, fish, and eggs. I actually felt really good during this phase because I am partially lactose intolerant, and completely cutting out dairy, I always thought it would be difficult, but it really wasn't. It was surprisingly easy. Now, I did notice that my chicken consumption did increase during this phase, probably just because I wasn't quite used to it and I was trying to compensate for the protein source. But all in all, really loved this phase and it turned out fine. And now comes the hardest part. I don't feel good. Let me give you some context. So, today's breakfast, okay. Today's lunch, not that good. I made like peanut noodles, which is stuff I make normally, but I didn't have any like added protein to it because you can't have animal proteins, and I just put double the amount of peanut butter powder. That shit was thick. I was disturbed. Besides that, it's okay. That is when I reached out to Denise. She's a veteran vegan of 8 years, and I thought she could provide me with some insight on how to go about the rest of this challenge.
Every time you feel like this is too much, I can't do it, it's not sustainable, give yourself a reminder of why you started this at first. Watch a video, read something, follow a vegan page on Instagram, and remind yourself that you're part of a bigger thing here. And while you want to satisfy a certain, like if you're craving, I don't know, pizza or some, remind yourself that overall it's not worth it and why it's not worth it.
After that, I was convinced to continue on my veganism challenge. So, we are currently on our way to Plant Power. It's a 100% plant-based fast food restaurant that's on San Diego's campus. It's not part of the dining system, but they just have a bunch of restaurants everywhere. I have been surviving off that the past few days. The food is amazing. Like, dare I say, better than the actual thing. Thank you so much. So today I got the iconic, I get the double beef patty just because it's that good. Their fries are amazing. And then also coffee, Oatmilk milkshake. Their fries are like what In-N-Out's fries want to be. Really basic, just potato, salt, and oil, but actually executed properly. If you've never had one of their shakes, try it. I don't care who you are, try it. Anyways, we're gonna enjoy this. Plant Power. Try it. So, it is currently day 4 of the vegan challenge. I'm feeling really good. I've been eating the same thing for breakfast every day because it is that good. It is a vegan breakfast burrito I make myself, and I'm going to share the recipe with you. So, as you can see, these are all the ingredients here. Microwave the beans with some salsa, microwave the tortilla, scramble up the Just Egg. If you haven't tried Just Egg, try it. It's like you literally can't tell the difference. It's honestly surprising. Science. Then spread the beans on the tortilla, put the tater tots on, Just Egg, salsa and guac and whatever. Roll it the best you can. I got better at it throughout the week, but at the beginning, it was rough. Then all you need to do is, once it's rolled, put it back in the pan that you scrambled the eggs with. And I like to crisp up all the sides, just adds an extra like crunch factor that's really good. And then cut it in half for a nice cross section. And enjoy. Literally, so good. I'm a big breakfast burrito guy. I get them from like the dining halls all the time. Impeccable. But besides that, doing really good. I'm starting to find the flow of like vegan food and trying to figure out like what's good for me, what's not, what works for me and what's not. In terms of changes from the vegan diet itself, I think my allergies might have gotten a little bit better, but that might just be from the weather. I'm not entirely sure. It is the last day of the vegan challenge. Another one of my favorite recipes I'm going to share right now is my spicy chicken parmesan pasta. So, these are the ingredients. Start off with your chickpea pasta. Boil it. Do not overcook it. They'll like start to break apart kind of. Get your Nashville hot plant-based chicken tenders. Throw them in the air fryer for like 10 minutes. Then strain your pasta. Toss it with some sauce and some frozen vegetables. And then also throw in some nutritional yeast also, just to boost the protein a little bit more. Then take your chicken out of the air fryer, cut it up, toss it in, and you've got yourself spicy chicken parmesan pasta. So good. And like, look at the macros. Like for vegan food, that's pretty sensational. I am excited for this challenge to be over though, not for the reason it's like, yeah, I could eat meat again. Even though it is partially that, but mainly that I could say that I was able to do a week of veganism and that I learned so much from that week. I don't really think a 100% plant-based lifestyle is for me right now. I definitely think it could be something in the future that I work towards, but as of right now, it's not entirely for me. But using all the information that I learned throughout this week, I plan on applying it, such as like eating more fruits and vegetables, having like a meatless Monday here and there. Ben, future David, take it away. By the end of the 7 days of veganism, I was truly amazed at the results. Did I change much physically? No, and that's not to be expected from 1 week's change in your diet. But it was amazing to see that this thing that I thought was impossible for me to do, to become vegan, was actually attainable and achievable. Like, I did it, and that's just amazing to me. I always thought it would take like a lot of willpower to do it, and it did take a lot of willpower. I was still able to achieve the goal. So, what are my key takeaways from this vegan challenge? 1. Oatmilk is amazing. Go to the stores right now and buy it. These are the 2 brands that I use, just because that's what they offer at my college market right now. Like, I literally go through like 2 of these a week now. They're so good. Buy some Oatmilk. Takeaway number 2, try getting some of your foods without excessive animal products. Like, next time you get a cheeseburger, just get a normal hamburger. Don't get the bacon on the stuff, or get the marinara sauce as opposed to the Alfredo. Like, there's just so many options of like simple swaps that you can make that really do make a difference. Key takeaway number 3, literally anything you do to try to decrease the amount of animal products you're consuming will help the planet. Like, anything that you can do will be leaps and bounds towards a healthier planet for us. And let's see what advice Denise and Rowan have to say.
My definition of veganism is to try as hard as you can to not harm animals. So, like, everybody's good enough is different. And I know my good enough. That's why I keep myself to higher standards than other people, because I don't know they're good enough. So I think just try your best.
The fake vegan foods, so like the fake veggie patties and whatnot, don't think about it as a replacement for meat. Think about it as something different. Enjoy your life how you want to live it. But if you do choose to do it vegan, you should know that you're helping out the world a lot.
If you want to check out the full interviews of Rowan and Denise, they're being published the same time this video goes live, so the links will be in the description. Go check them out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you're interested in why I'm doing these 30-day challenges, click the video right here. And as a hint for next month's challenge, got some work to do.